What's up, guys? Today we have the Yamaha Crosscore RC, and we just finished up the range test in Eco Plus mode. I think you guys will really like the results. And so with that being said, we will just get right into it. I expected the bike to get somewhere around 100 miles of range based off reviews that I had seen online, and the display on the bike says 100 miles if you put it in Eco Plus and it's charged all the way up. It's something like 101 miles. So I assumed that, there was a potential that I would get 100 miles. Um, that was not the case. I did not get 100 miles. I actually got 93 miles. I am completely content with that. I would say that's close enough to 100 miles for me that I would say the bike does everything that it was marketed to do. There was some elevation involved, maybe 2,000 feet of elevation. I didn't ride my typical ride that I do with, or that I did with all the other bikes and the Wabash RT. This one, I rode that ride maybe twice, you know, yeah, twice. And then the rest of the time, I ended up taking a much flatter route just to be able to see if the bike would be able to get that longer distance on a flatter surface. And as a result of that, it did. It got 93 miles. I pretty much rode the bike somewhere between 17 and 20 mile an hour the whole time. There were a couple of times where I put a lot more power into it, and the bike ended up, punching up to like 22 miles an hour. It's definitely possible to do that in Eco Plus mode, whereas some other bikes, whenever you have it in a certain mode, it won't go beyond like 15 or 18, something like that. This bike will go up to, I believe, somewhere around like 25. If you really, really pushed it hard, maybe you'd actually outrun the gearing by the time you got to that point if you were in Eco Plus mode. Anyway, that is it for the range results for the Crosscore RC. I will have more content coming out later this week. Hopefully, I'll have like a 100-mile review. I will have a range test in high or auto. I'm not really sure which one I'm going to do. It's most likely going to be high, just so that you guys can get an understanding of what the bike's capable of in high settings and what the bike's capable of in low settings. And anyway, that's about all that I have. Problems about the bike. I don't have any issues with the bike that are serious, but I will say that this battery tray, just like on the Wabash RT, tends to come dislodged. Not so much so that the battery would fly out or anything like that, but it definitely does ever so slightly become dislodged, and I have to close it back every so often. So I'm going to have to try to find some kind of solution that can take this and keep it closed the whole time. I'm going to have to do that with Wabash RT and this bike. But other than that, I didn't have any other issues with the bike. One thing that could be improved that isn't terrible, but it's just something to call out, is the front fork. It's not bad, but it definitely, when you stand up on the bike, just allows the full stroke of the fork, which is not that long, that much. I mean, it's only probably like, I don't know, 60 to 80, maybe 100 millimeters of travel. But whenever I'm climbing or I'm standing on the bike, I can definitely feel the front fork just going like this, right? And it's not like the Walmart bikes where it's like bottoming out. It's not bottom. I've never had it bottom out. It's just you can feel it going up and down with the bike as you're climbing. So if you intend to climb a really, really tall hill, then maybe consider locking out the fork whenever you're doing that. But other than that, guys, I am pretty happy with the bike and content with it. I will be covering more components of the bike in more depth whenever I do the 100-mile review, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick update and let you know that I did get 93 miles of range. I think that's completely within striking distance of getting 100 miles range, depending on the individual. The way that I ride it is a bit more aggressive. If you were at a chiller pace, it probably would get even more mileage than that. Anyway, if you guys found this video helpful, leave me a like. If you want to see more content related to this bike or some other bike I have in the garage, comment down below as to what you want to see. And if you want to be notified whenever those videos come out, consider subscribing. As always, guys, thanks for watching.